hello everyone, my name is Steven and I'm also a graduate student here at Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center El Paso. Today I'm doing a hydrogen exploding bubble experiment. So the materials you will need is a plastic tubing so you can sort of put it on your glass container. Now the size of the glass container doesn't matter. It could be this size, or as long as it's 250 millimeters and above, it's fine. You will need a plastic container here to pour water, also a foil one, a pan foil. Now we will need 250 milliliters of water, so what I use is 2 plastic water bottles. They measure about 500 milliliters, but you can use 250 for the purpose of this experiment. We'll be using a bubble solution to create some bubbles. If you don't have a bubble solution, you can always use soap at home. Ordinary soap to wash dishes is fine. Now this container here has lye. It's a very corrosive chemical. It's sodium hydroxide, a strong base. So you want to be careful with this one. Make sure you don't get any burns if you touch it with your hands. We will need more water. It doesn't matter how much water you have. We just need a little bit to pour on this aluminum foil to create our mixture with the bubbles. Aluminum foil, which it will create most of the reaction in our experiment. A tablespoon to measure out the lye, and a lighter. We're gonna try to light up the hydrogen bubbles, and they should create some pop. Hopefully not too loud, that will get me in trouble. So first, we're gonna take 250 milliliters of water and pour it into a glass container. As so. So keep that there. Now, when we do our experiment in this container with aluminum foil and the lye, it's gonna get very hot. So you don't want it to get too hot that it will cause the glass to break or something. So we're gonna put water on this container, and we're gonna put this glass container inside the plastic container. So we're gonna pour 250 milliliters as well, like the one here on this plastic container. Hopefully that should be enough. And we're gonna put it here. That should keep the glass bottle cool so it doesn't explode or anything. Next, we want to pour a little bit of water, at least maybe halfway on this aluminum pan foil. And then we're gonna create a mixture with soap. Just need a little bit more water, sorry. You want to make sure to put enough water so when you put the tubing here inside on this container, you want to make sure that it's not sticking out or anything. Next, I'm going to use the bubble solution. As I said, if you don't have this kind of mixture, you can use soap, it's fine, but I'll be using the bubble solution. It's closed, so I have to open it. I got some scissors to open it. So we're gonna put a little bit of bubble solution in here with the water. About 2 seconds, or more or less. Then you want to mix it and make sure that there are no bubbles on top of the surface with the water. That should be good. Then here on this glass container, we're gonna put in just at least 3 grams of lye. Not too much, because then we don't want the reaction to go very high and cause some problems. So with a small tablespoon, I'm gonna put a little bit here inside. Now make sure you have your stopper, your plastic stopper in hand, because once we put in the aluminum foil inside, we're gonna start seeing a reaction. Now, we're gonna cut small strips of aluminum foil. About this size is fine. And you can make them into a little ball and just start putting them inside. So I'm gonna get about 3 or 4 pieces.
I don't know if you want to move the bottles so they can see. Yeah.
Sorry you guys couldn't see, but here's where I'm doing everything. So I have about 3, I'm gonna get 1 more piece of aluminum foil. Then we're gonna get our pieces of aluminum foil and we're gonna put them inside our glass container. And we should see some chemistry going on in here, which should make some gas escape. That will be our hydrogen gas escaping through the glass container. When I put the stopper, and then when I put the other end here on this bottom container with the soap and water. Now if it's not doing its job, I might need to put a little bit more lye. I don't see any gas escaping, so I'm gonna put a little bit more. Try to make sure it mix. It doesn't seem to be doing its job. Let me see. So I get a little bit more foil. Let's see if that helps. So I can see a little bit of bubbles forming here, but not too many as I expected. Back. I tried a little changes to see if the experiment will work, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get as much bubbles as I wanted to. But you can try this. You don't have to use this kind of lye. Maybe you can use some other type of lye that you can find at home, and maybe you guys will probably have better luck. But just make sure, like, in case you don't see anything happen, you can add a little bit more foil or lye, and maybe you will get some bubbles forming here. If you see bubbles coming out, they will have some hydrogen trapped gas in them, and you can light them, and it should create like a small explosion. So you can try that and see if it works. Now, I'm gonna explain a little bit the chemistry behind it. Now I hear a formula. Aluminum hydroxide, that's the layer that the aluminum is composed of. When it's mixed with the lye, which has sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide, It will mostly react with sodium hydroxide since it's less stable. Once they combine together and they make a reaction, it will produce sodium aluminum hydroxide, your hydrogen gas, which you should observe in your bubbles, and water. Once you see this reaction, you should be able to understand more or less how everything happens. But if any problems happen or anything, or you guys have any suggestions to make the experiment work better, by all means, I'm open to comments. Thank you so much.